guys, this is Brian here with an update. Today is Monday, December the 23rd, 2014. And here is my update. I have a shoulder update and a new medical problem has emerged. Two vitamin deficiencies has popped up in my blood work. So let me go ahead and tell you about my shoulder and how I found out about my vitamin deficiency. Two of them. So let me go ahead and start with my shoulder. For those who don't know, I have some new subscribers, but for those who don't know, I had shoulder surgery on October the 20th to repair a tendon tear in my shoulder. I don't think it's actually considered a rotator cuff tear. It really depends actually where the tear is actually located. I think it's a little bit off, so it's not technically a torn rotator cuff tear. It's just itty bitty little off of the shoulder blade. It's into the actual tendon. The tendon was actually torn. Had that repaired and bone shaving, I think, or shaving of the area. Whatever they do. Been going to physical therapy for that since October, and I got to go back to work on the week after the 1st, January the 5th was when I go back to work. I went to the orthopedic doctor on the 11th of December because on the 10th of December, I told the physical therapist that this exercise was really easy. I need to progress to the next level because after my surgery, they gave me a sheet to tell me the levels of physical therapy, and I was on the second level, and I felt I need to be on the third because everything was so easy. She said, unfortunately, by law, since I had a doctor's prescription, by law, she can't do anything more than what the prescription says, unless I go back to the doctor. She said, call them, go, see what they would do. And luckily, on the 11th, they had a cancellation, so I got in and spoke with a doctor. I did bring up the issue that I have a lot of stiffness at night. That's the only time I have stiffness. It's just at night. He said that is normal. That will subside within a month or so, because they're going to begin working on more of the resistance and weights on my shoulder. He did give me another prescription for Celebrex. For those who don't know about weight loss surgery, I think especially for the gastric bypass, duodenal switch, and sleeve, I don't know about the lap band people, but us weight loss surgery people who like Celebrex is an NSAID, it's really a pain in the ass and dangerous to take an NSAID because for weight loss surgery people or anybody who's really have sensitive stomachs or a history of ulcers who's going to be taking NSAIDs, you have to take a liquid thing called Carafate or tablets. I have both. You have to take that 4 times a day to coat your stomach and prevent ulcer forming. You had to take another medication to that as well. It's called Cyclotec. That looks like little stop sign opticon pills, and then 2 heartburn medication and 2 heartburn pills to lower the acid in your stomach. Because if you don't take all that and you just take the NSAID by itself and you have gastric bypass, sleeve, or duodenal switch, you will develop a ulcer in your stomach or in your gut because it's not breaking down. I don't know if it breaks down or whatever the case does. If you don't take that stuff to coat your stomach, you will develop an ulcer. So anytime I get prescribed an NSAID, my manual says I have to contact that surgeon immediately before taking it, unless I have the medications on hand, which I have a whole bunch of it, thankfully. So it's a pain in the ass to take 10 pills. I take the Carafate pills, the Cyclotec, and the 2 heartburn pills. So that's 10 pills that you have to take to counteract one little pill, the Celebrex. You have to take 4 Carafate, 4 Cyclotec, and 2 heartburn pills. So and it can cost a lot of money. That all adds up if you have a copay to pay. Luckily, I don't have a copay since I'm out of pocket for all that medication. So I don't take these Celebrex like I should every day because of all that pills. I really don't know how people who have really serious health issues, kidney disease, heart disease, lung disease, or people who have AIDS, I don't understand how I don't know how people can get all those pills down. I mean, you must have a lot of willpower and a lot of memory to keep up with all that, because with this, just these simple medications, the Carafate, you can't eat or drink, you can't eat nothing 2 hours before or 2 hours after taking it. Cyclotech has a strange rule about that too. Uh, I think the one, the Cyclotech or the Carafate, you can't take the heartburn medicine at the same time. You have to wait. Then the heartburn medicine can't take with food or something like that. I think he gave me Prilosec. I take Dexlant, but my insurance company only will pay a 30 days at 1 pill per day without doing a pro authorization. So he gave me prescription Prilosec, the higher dosage. A lot of people don't know that as well. Like Pepcid, Prilosec, Nexium. Well, Nexium just went over the counter, but those heartburn medicines, like Zantac is one of the other ones. If you get the higher dosage, the insurance company will pay for that. Most of the time, it's just a cheaper copay than buying it over the counter. So check into that. A lot of people don't know about that. Um, I told him about the insomnia problem I'm having because of the stiffness at night. Because I suffer from insomnia from a word get-go, but this has gotten way out of hand, real severe in the last 3 weeks. He said, unfortunately, he can't treat me for insomnia. That's something a primary care doctor has to do. I already take Ambien as it is to go to bed at 10 o'clock at night, but I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning with a lot of stiffness. He said that will go away, but I have to go to my primary care doctor to get that medical problem resolved. So I'm doing my physical therapy to up the ante on that. A lot of tough exercises now. Get to go back to work. Either the first or the next business day, wherever that is. Oh, excuse me. So I went to the primary care doctor on Friday, and they took my blood. And I told him about my insomnia problem, and he already knew about that. I take Ambien because he's the one who prescribed it. But I told him about my insomnia problem has really gotten severe and worse and out of hand, because I've noticed that I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning and go back to bed, then taking a 2 to 3 hour nap during the daytime and repeat the cycle over and over and over. He said the problem is my sleep schedule is getting tilted or off. What did he use? I think he called it a circadian rhythm is completely off. He said that's not uncommon. People who had surgery and have a lot of stiffness or pain from that. So he gave me a medication called, what is it here? It's called Clozapine. I did a Google search, and that's for people who have seizures and anxiety. That's how you say it. He said be very careful. But he only gave me 5, so he said be very careful with this and take it 5 days in a row. That should reset your sleep and get your insomnia under control. And this will make you sleep for 6 to 8 hours without any kind of, because Ambien is short life medication. That means you only last a couple hours in your system, but Klonopin will last longer. So getting your sleeping pattern corrected. So that should be. He also told me be very careful. He said if I develop any kind of strange reactions or not feeling right with it, call him immediately. He also said be very careful when the 5 days is up. Make sure I don't develop any kind of withdrawal symptoms with that. He said call him at night or during the daytime immediately, because it is Klonopin is very highly addictive to going through withdrawals from it. So I'm kind of scared of taking this. I have been taking it for 2 days in a row now. It seems to be working, but I'm going to worry about going off of it. Because I suffer from insomnia from word get-go, and Ambien seems to have it under control, but it don't last the entire night. That's the problem. So he took my lab. He took some blood. I told him, I did mention to him, you know, obviously if I'm not sleeping, I'm just mentally and physically exhausted. Like I ran up 10, 20 flights of stairs up and down, uh, and it's like I told him it's like mentally and physically exhausted, like me pushing the elevator button. This is how tired I am. I opened the door, um, and my skin's been, a lot of people tell me my skin looks pale. I don't know, don't look like it to me. I don't know if you can tell in the camera or not, but so he went ahead and did some lab work, and he called today and told me that my iron is extremely low. Not to the point of anemic, but it's almost there. A couple points off of it actually. Um, so he wants me to try and take some iron for the next 2 to 3 weeks and come back and do the lab work again. If it's low again, that they may consider iron infusion. So I don't know about that. Also, my vitamin D3 is somewhat low, which I can get that under control. That's not a big problem. Just he told me what to take over the counter, and actually I've been looking at vitamin D3 for the longest time. I never got around ordering it online. I see a brand that I like because I like to take the 5,000 milligram tablets. But iron, I'm not really educated on iron because most men who have weight loss surgery do not have to worry about iron at all. So I'm not really educated at that. So I went to check my gastric bypass binder because he told me I need to take 325 milligrams of iron, or what they recommended. I don't know if it's the actual brand or it's the actual active ingredient. Because I noticed there's two different kinds of irons, and a lot of people say one is really hard on people who have a weight loss surgery. It irritates your stomach and gut and causes constipation. And the other one is not. But the other one that they're talking about, I can't find a very good dosage of it. It's real low. I don't want to take 20 pills a day to get that, up to 325. So I called my gastric bypass doctor's medical assistant or nurse, what you call those people, but they were closed already for the day because my doctor called me at 5:10 in the afternoon. But those who take iron, please let me know what you take, and what your recommendation is, because I checked Bariatric Advantage, Celebrex vitamins. They seem to be, their iron is kind of low dosage, so I need a little bit higher dosage. So please let me know what kind of iron that you take, as a weight loss surgery person. So I'm not really educated on that. And I finally checked my multivitamin, and I totally forgot that my multivitamin does not contain iron. It's iron free. Um, I guess because it was cheaper, and I never had to worry about iron. They didn't tell me I have to take iron, and I figured, well, might as well not take it because you can't take iron with calcium citrate at the same time because they won't absorb together. They compete. So, but they checked my iron last year, and and also during my surgery. I think they did check it this before my surgery, and it didn't seem to be low. So I don't know why it's low all of a sudden. So hopefully the iron will help. So if you take iron, please let me know what brand that you use, and I could do the research. And do you eat something with it? I'm assuming you would eat something with it, like a cracker or two, or cookie or something, because it does irritate your stomach apparently. So please comment below or private message me. Or if you have any questions, comments, please post them below. Also, I do want to let y'all know, Quest, the Quest people who did the Quest protein chips and bars, they came out with their protein powder. But I emailed Quest and asked them if they have a sample pack, and they said they don't. It will come out sometime in January or February. But if you're looking to have some samples of Quest protein powder before you put down the money for those tubs, because they're expensive, go to NursureNutrition.com, which I'll put the direct link below. They do sell samples of Quest protein powder for $1.95 per sample. So I'll post the link below because they carry all kinds of samples. So I'll post the link below, and talk to y'all later.